Hello, I'm Melody Capote, Executive Director of the Caribbean Cultural Center African Diaspora Institute, known to many as CCCADI. And we want to welcome you to this year's Umoja celebration. Umoja means unity in Swahili, and it is unity that sits at the core of the work of the Caribbean Cultural Center. It's the first principle of Kwanzaa, and we invite you to be a part of saying goodbye to 2021 as we welcome 2022 with reflection, with learning, and with celebrating the African diaspora, our cultural contributions, and our creative expressions. We'll be joined by Fatima, Logan, Alston, who will do a Kwanzaa demonstration and table setting introduction to Kwanzaa, and is also recognized as one of our alumni of the Digital Evolution Artist Retention Program, which is a fellowship that we offered this year in response to COVID-19 and the loss of employment for many of our artists from our community. We will also take you on a musical journey of some of the highlights that were presented in 2021. Artists will include Rue Brown, Soul Science Lab, Banda DNA Urbano, Cage Bird, and an array of new generation of artists in the Yoruba tradition who presented Nuevo Oro as part of our celebration to Shango this year. So while we're here to have a good time, and we encourage you to do so, we do want to remind you that we are here in our work to advance cultural equity and racial and social justice. Just having you join us today is a great means of support of the mission and the work that we present each year. But you can do more. We're encouraging you, all of you, to make a donation in support of the Caribbean Cultural Center African Diaspora Institute. You can go to our website at cccadi.org and hit that donate button. A contribution of $5, $10, $25 or more will continue to support us for the next 45 years. It's been 45 years, y'all, and we want you to join us as we continue to build and propel into the future. Your support is what we need, and we thank you. With that, and without further ado, I leave you with the Umoja celebration.
Inguzo saba umoja oye kujichagulia Ujima ujama niakaumba imani harambe oye. Habaragani. What's the news? This is the official greeting for the celebration of Kwanzaa. I'm Fatima Logan Alston, and it is such a pleasure for me to have an opportunity to share with you this wonderful cultural celebration. This is a celebration that is not religious, and it is intended to help us create cultural solidarity by celebrating our heritage for all of those of the African diaspora, or the spreading out of people who have their origin in Africa. In this time together, I will go through the different symbols and the different principles and meanings about Kwanzaa, because I want to make sure that we demystify some of the practice, because it's open to all of us who have our ancestral legacy in the continent of Africa in Akebula. When we celebrate Kwanzaa, we always use our greeting of Habaragani, which is Swahili. This holiday was created by Dr. Karenga, who was a professor of Black Studies in California in 1966. And he felt that using Swahili, which is a language that is a synchronism between Arabic and the Bantu traditions of Central Africa, was a way for us to connect to Africa, but it's also very phonetic. So most of the words are very easy to say. They look very similar they're pronounced very similarly to how they look. During the celebration of Kwanzaa, if someone comes up to you and they say, Habaragani, they're saying, what's the news? And the response is the principle of the day. Kwanzaa is centered around the celebration of the Nguzo Saba, or the 7 principles. When we start to think about how to celebrate Kwanzaa, the first thing we do is we set up a Kwanzaa table. Pick a place in your home that is inviting, that you want to reflect in, you want to gather in, you want to celebrate in. And that's the perfect spot to set up your Kwanzaa table. The Kwanzaa table is the foundation that you come back to for the entire week. Kwanzaa is celebrated between December 26th and January 1st. Dr. Karenga thought that this would be a great time because historically, when there was enslavement, this was a period of time where there was more freedom, and there will be celebration between Christmas and New Year's. And so he picked this time as the time for us to reclaim and to move away from the negativity that may have been associated with the colonial past and now reclaim it for a positive practice. When we set up our Kwanzaa table, the very first thing we always set up is our placemat. The placemat is often of a natural fiber. It can be of bamboo or straw, but it can also be whatever placemat you or your family create together. The importance of the placemat is it represents the foundation of Kwanzaa, which is our memory of our ancestors, our memory of our heritage, our connection to our roots. And so that is symbolized by the placemat. The next symbol for Kwanzaa are the mazeo, which is the harvest. This is part of the creativity that Dr. Karenga brought from bringing his research and also his interest in culture together. He researched different cultural harvest celebrations throughout the continent of Africa that has more than 54 countries, and he really landed on practices of the Zulu tradition in South Africa. The next part that we always remember to bring to the Kwanzaa table are the vabunzi. They are a symbol for the children in the community. And children are always an important part of celebrating Kwanzaa and looking into the principle of Sankofa. As we look back, it helps us go forward, and we want to make sure our children know that as well and that it doesn't get lost. So the vabunzi, or the ears of corn, by the many, many kernels, represent the many, many generations that are going forward, and it's always a part of the Kwanzaa table. We also include zawadi, or gifts. Gifts are optional during Kwanzaa, but they are to be cultural or educational. And so I have a couple of books, which are very common gifts during Kwanzaa, because they can be passed on, and it's a wonderful way for us to spread knowledge from one generation to the next. Next, we move to our centerpiece symbol for Kwanzaa, our kinara. And the kinara house the Mishumba Samba, which are the 7 candles. There are 7 candles that correspond to the Nguzo Saba, or the 7 principles. On each of the 7 days, we light a candle and we remember the principle, and we share in this celebration with our family, with reflection or with action. Sometimes that requires us to go out and collaborate with our partner on that new business endeavor, or maybe it is working with our family to solve problems so that we have a better connectivity, but we're actively celebrating and reflecting through the kinara. In the center, the black candle is the candle that we would light first. It represents Umoja, which is the first principle, or unity. Unity in our families, unity in our community, unity amongst the members of the diaspora. We always start in the center with the black candle that represents Umoja. It's black to demonstrate the many different complexions of people of the African diaspora.
In the fall of 2020 through spring of 2021, we presented the Zumbi Festival. This included film screenings, panel discussions, and a performance by Banda DNA Urbano. The festival highlighted the Black consciousness movement of Brazil. Banda DNA Urbano incorporates Afro-urban culture to not only entertain, but to raise self-esteem and self-awareness. We leave you now with Banda DNA Urbano.
A lua que vigia, água doce que caminha, caminha para o mar, caminha para o mar.
De todos os rios, cheio de esplendor, lagoa de água doce, o milho chupou, brilho pra beber, amor, sabe viver, herança do povo africano. Eu e você me leva para o mundo inteiro.
Quero ver
mais além. Adoro todo esse chamego, chamego que a pele tem. Me leva para o mundo inteiro. Quero muito mais além. Adoro todo esse chamego, chamego que a pele tem.
Senhora da beleza, na história do planeta, que convida para o mar, convida para o mar.
A lua que vigia, água doce que caminha para o mar, caminha para o mar.
Luna de todos os rios, cheia de esplendor, lagoa de água doce, milho chegou. Um brilho do abebê, amor, sabe viver, herança do povo africano. Eu e você me leva para o mundo inteiro.
Quero ver
Mais além,
mais
adoro
além.
todo esse chamego, chamego que a pele tem. Me leva para o mundo inteiro. Quero muito mais além,
mais
adoro todo
além.
esse chamego, chamego que a pele tem. Goddess of rivers, gold in your splendor, lake of sweet waters, Umoja Shabo. In the baby shine, your love for all mankind, gift from Mother Africa. For you and me, show me the whole wide world, and to go far beyond.
Mais
In
além.
the flow of your love, the warmth of a sweet caress, show me the whole wide world, and take a far beyond.
Mais
In the
além.
flow of your love, the warmth of a sweet caress. Sweet river in your beauty, your waters call to me. Invite me to the sea, invite me to the sea.
We move to the second principle, which is kujichagulia, self-determination, defining ourselves, naming our future, and determining who we will be individually and who we will be collectively.
The third annual Afri-Bembe Festival brought us back to the streets of El Barrio. Presented as a hybrid event, folks from all over the world were able to join us as we took a musical journey through the African diaspora. The Afri-Bembe Festival, powered by the revolutionary spirit of Black August, looks to bring us together around Black solidarity and Black freedom. One of the artists featured that afternoon was Rue Brown from Washington, D.C., a soulstress, singer, and storyteller who will leave you wanting more.
Let me see you move your bodies. It's been a long time since we've been outside, right? Y'all better act happy. Hey. Cool it up. Yeah. I said, I'm a brown girl from Chocolate City. Life is moving fast, gotta catch up with it. Don't like to waste my time on same old things. Circles that we draw create the same old rings. Ain't talking square biz, don't waste my time. Shit. Knowledge of myself give me peace of mind. Soles of my feet to the top of my spine. I was made from stardust, got my mama eyes. You see, I'm a brown girl with some soul to bring. Don't mean a thing if it ain't got swing. Blood through my veins from pharaohs and queens. Got my ancestors walking right next to me. On them small things, baby, I don't waste my time. Knowledge of myself give me peace of mind. Melanin in my skin, crafted by the divine. I don't need your labels, baby, cause my spirit is fly. Hey! Let's go. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. taught you better, she ain't raised no fool. I said, prices getting high, you better save your soul. I know your mama taught you better, she ain't raised no fool. Black boy shaking dreads, brown girl afro. All you needed was a reason for your light to show. Prices getting high, you better save your soul. I know your mama taught you better, she ain't raised no fool. And black boy shaking dreads, brown girl afro. All you needed was a reason for your light to prices getting high, you better save your soul. I know your mama taught you better, she ain't raised no fool. Black boys and brown girls, and all you needed was a reason for your light to show. Prices getting high, you better save your soul. I know your mama taught you better, she ain't raised no fool. Black boy shaking dress, brown girl afro. All you needed was a reason for your light to show. Yeah. Yeah.
Next, we have Ujima, collective work and responsibility, making my brothers and sisters' problems my problems, and we solve them together.
Before naming Juneteenth a national holiday, we as a people and we as the members of the Caribbean Cultural Center have always known to honor our ancestors, their resilience, their creativity, despite enslavement. So as part of this year's celebration and our Afro-Wave series, we presented Cage Bird, recognized as diaspora child who draws from many sources to create her music. An advocate for social justice, specifically young artists and families impacted by incarceration. This has been her work, this has been her talent, this is what she brings to us through her music. To quote her artistic statement, existing in a culture that tries to put us in cages of conformity, Cage Bird's music empowers listeners to break free and fly with open wings. We leave you with Cage Bird.
Feet, what do I need you for when I know I have wings to fly? I think little by little I'll solve all my problems and survive. The pain, pleasure, and death, no more than a process. They put us in projects, abolish the system, stop all their lies, stop all that fake shit the industry hides, exploiting the culture just to monetize. I am not messing with none of them guys, free all my guys, that's the one time, stuck in a trap, think why they call it a trap, playing as ever but won't call it fact, living in bundles and still busting in, set up from the jump but they won't hold us back, no, free the trap, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real ones across the map, yeah. Free the trap, we gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real ones. I hope the exit is joyful, never return to this fucking planet. Fuck what they planning, I need a planet just for melanin. Black and brown children flying on spaceships, that's the greatness. Mama, we made it, no more gang banging, just celebrating that we escaped, decolonized from all their conditions, yeah. We gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap. We gon' free the trap, free the real ones across the map. Free the trap, we gon' free the trap. We gon' free the trap, free the real, yeah, yeah. Free them all, I say, yeah. Free them all. I tried to drown out my sorrow, but you know them bastards, they learn how to swim. I feel like I love you more than my own skin, or more than them kisses you left on our lips. My art carries pain, a message that I know I won't be the same. I know we endure much more than we think. I can attest that I carry some weight. Open my wings and set myself free. Free the trap, we gon' free the trap. We gon' free the trap, free the real ones across the map. Yeah, free the trap, we gon' free the trap. We gon' free the trap, free the real ones. I hope the exit is joyful, never return to this fucking planet. Fuck what they planning, I need a planet just for melanin. Indigenous children flying on spaceships, that's the greatness. Mama, we made it, no more gang banging, just celebrating that we escaped, decolonized from all their conditions, yeah. We gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap. We gon' free the trap, free the real ones across the map, yeah. Free the trap. We gon' free the trap, we gon' free the trap, free the real, yeah.
Ujima, Cooperative Economics, buying from one another, selling from one another, building the strength of our community with our finances.
Honoring sacred traditions within African spirituality is critical to cultural equity for African descendants. Our series, Sacred Traditions, does just that. In December 2021, we paid tribute to the Orisha Shango, owner of lightning, fire, and thunder, and the owner and keeper of the drum. We presented El Nuevo Oro, a concert that featured the next generation of artists, musicians, and practitioners of this Yoruba-based practice. Here's a clip of El Nuevo Oro.
Ebembe alagwe, 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 ebembe alagwe, ebembe alagwe, ebembe alagwe, ebembe alagwe, ebembe alagwe, alagwe, alangwe, ebembe alagwe, ebembe alangwe, alagwana, alaroye, ebembe alagwe, ebembe alagwe, alagwe, alangwe, ebembe alagwe, ebembe alagwe, ebembe alagwe, agoima, 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 habla, agoima, 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 elekwa agoima, 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 elekwa agoima, la wana agoima, 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 agoima,
Nia, purpose. What is my purpose every day when I wake up, when I go out into the world? What am I doing for myself, for my family, my community? We ground ourselves in purpose.
The Afro Waves program presented by CCCADI is a series that showcases Black cultural evolution with vanguard artists of the diaspora. In April of 2021, we presented a virtual event featuring Chen Lo and Asante Amin of Soul Science Lab. Drawing from their debut album, they brought high-frequency vibes your way. We hope you will enjoy. And now, Soul Science Lab.
Yo, Africa's the future, Africa's the future. Let them know, Africa's the future, Africa's the future. Africa's the future, Africa's the future. I'm talking Mansa Musa and Kwame Nkrumah. Who else? Ya Asante and Patrice Lumumba. I'm talking Mansa Musa and Kwame Nkrumah. Yeah, like Ya Asante and Patrice Lumumba. Let's go. I'm talking Mansa Musa and Kwame Nkrumah. We'll do it like this though. Ya Asante and Patrice Lumumba. I am Shaka Zulu, Desmond Tutu, Afeni, Tupac, and Matulu. I am Nat Turner, working voodoo, getting revelation from the pyramids in Khufu. The richest continent with the word of God etched in the monuments. Whether it's talking flossiness and stylishness, we get it world scholarship, acknowledge it. I fight back like a Haitian. My mind stay your repatriation. Laid the foundation for civilization. Our time is now, ain't no time for waiting. Hey, Gaddafi, St. Carl, Lumumba, and Nkrumah, they live for our future, right? Amina and Zinga, Hashatu, we see it, so science salute ya. I'm talking Mansa Musa and Kwame and Nkrumah. Who else? Ya Asantewaa and Patrice Lumumba. Say it. I'm talking Mansa Musa and Kwame and Nkrumah. Yeah, Ya Asantewaa and Patrice Lumumba. Hey, Africa's the future. Africa's the future. Hey, say Africa's the future. Africa's the future. Yeah, Africa's the future. Africa's the future. Africa. I see y'all out there. Yo, Lo, talk to him. Get your passport for your protection. Dual citizen repatriation. We the markers of the generation. My squad go hard getting information. Heard them all saying what's better than this. I got a plan in my hand for the exodus. Black Star Mar, we set the trip and travel the war to the continent. Yeah, they say it's always on fire. Why trust them when you know they liars? They wanna own all of your empire. Ghana, Rwanda, Congo, Niger, Mozambique, Liberia, Kenya, Martinique, Liberia, Libya, Chad, Angola, Gabon, Mali, Burundi, Guinea, and Malawi, Morocco, Senegal, and the Gambia, Lesotho, SA, and Namibia, Zimbabwe, Cameroon, and Somalia, Ethiopia, Uganda. Got more gold than the Wild Wild West. All the best land and the resources. Got the whole world on who got next. Better get you some for it ain't none less. We say it's the yo, Africa's the future. Africa's the future. Yeah, Africa's the future. Africa's the future. Say it. Africa's the future. Africa's the future. Come on, yo, Africa's the future. I'm talking. I'm talking Mansa Musa and Kwame and Nkrumah. Yeah, like Ya Asantewaa and Patrice Lumumba. Come on, I'm talking Mansa Musa and Kwame and Nkrumah. Who else? Ya Asantewaa and Patrice Lumumba. I was in the motherland, vibing on a plan, getting stimulation from my pineal gland. Say it, yo, Africa's the future, so scientists fly that higher. Queen of me, the Queen of Zinga, using all to fight back like I'm Seraphina. Say it, yo, Africa's the future, so scientists fly that higher. We get a foundation for civilization, but you never know the way people be hating. Africa's the future, so scientists fly that higher. The Peter Signs in the soul, yo, slaying on my foes, fuck Caesar Rose and King Leopold. Say Africa's the future, so scientists fly that higher.
Kumba, being in the way of the Creator, solving problems with new ideas, and making sure that we keep our creativity, helping us to move forward. The last principle is Imani, or faith. Faith is not necessarily in a specific religion here, but it's faith in our people, in ourselves, in the ability to solve our problems, and is the source that gives us strength to continue through all of these principles. These are the Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles that connect our celebration of Kwanzaa. On the 7th day, we've lit our candles, we've remembered our principles, we've worked together, we've practiced together, and we end our celebration with the chant of Harambe. Let's pull together. 7 times we say, let's pull together, or Harambe. But on the last time, we hold it for as long as the village can to carry us through the whole new year. Okay. Harambe! 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 Happy Kwanzaa to you. Again, I'm Fatima Logan Alston. I'm a dancer, choreographer, cultural practitioner, but most important, from my heart to your heart, I'm happy to celebrate and to share this tradition with you. Please research it, learn more about it, and learn more about ways that you can bring it into your family and your community, and so that we can celebrate our rich cultural heritage together.